Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Marina Valley Community Services District, City as Successor Agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Marina Valley Housing Authority, Marina Valley Public Financing Authority, and the Board of Library Trustees. The City Council does receive a stipend for CSD meetings. I now call this regular City Council meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. on May 3rd, 2022. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Delgado.
Please stand for us, please.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Councilmember. Deputy City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Marquez. Councilmember Cabrera.
Here.
Mayor Gutierrez.
Here.
Councilmember Delgado.
Here.
Okay, I do call a special order of business. The special order of business is number 1, resolution reciting the fact of the City of Marina Valley special vacancy election held on April 12, 2022, declaring the official results and such other matters as provided by law. The election was certified by the Registrar of Voters, so this is just ministerial. We do have a report from our acting city clerk.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Council members, you are correct. This is a routine item after an election. In essence, you are just certifying the RIVCO or Riverside County ROV's certification of the election for District 1 from the April 12th election. With that, my presentation is complete, but I'm available for any answer or questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Any staff questions? Okay, I entertain a motion by council to approve staff's recommendation number 1.
I'll move to approve.
Okay, motion made by Councilmember Cabrera.
I'll second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Delgado. We'll do a voice vote.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado.
Yes.
Mayor Gutierrez.
Yes. Okay, motion passes 3 yes, 1 absent. At this time, we'd like to give recognition to Councilwoman, newly elected city official, Councilmember Elena Bacasana Cruz, if she could please join the dais.
Let it reflect for the record that I did not get a standing ovation when I came up here.
Okay. Before we hear public comments this evening, I do ask and encourage everyone participating to keep their comments respectful towards each other, especially to the people at the podium. Any person wishing to address the council under the public comment section of the item may do so now. We will hear comments on the agenda and non-agenda items. But first, let me ask Deputy City Clerk, how many speakers do we have?
Currently, we have 3 speakers, Mayor Gutierrez.
Okay. All right, we'll hear the first 3.
The
Wait,
first,
it looks like there's one more. Okay, Tom Gerald.
the first 3 speakers are Mr. Resident, Don Martin, and Bob Palomares.
Good evening, Council. I have,
Oh, wait, 1 second. It should be 3 minutes. Okay.
alrighty, the reason I'm here is to bring up some, somewhat of a bothering situation that I've gone through and that I'm seeing going on throughout the city. And I think this council should address the fact that code enforcement is not doing a very good job in our city. Recently, the mayor mentioned something about, it was on the news about a person with a fire detector, and unfortunately, the woman was burned to death, I believe. And there's been other fire issues. There's been, personally, my experience, I called code enforcement on a landlord, and code enforcement basically told me to get a lawyer. And this is faulty wiring in a rental. And code enforcement really says that they have nothing to do with that. They also, as far as the landscaping and so forth, basically they tell them that they're gonna grow grass, and into the winter it starts raining, so it turns green. So they're cleared out of that. But come summertime, we're right back to the same thing with dust and all of that that affects residents. The other issue is if I would put up a gate on a street because I don't want people to go up my neighborhood, I would probably get arrested, especially me. So this is what's going on Crystal Hill. I don't know exactly what happened or what's going on, but I used to hike up there. I went one time and there's a gate there. Okay. I asked the fire department. I asked you to address the fire department. How are the fire, if there's a fire up there, how's the fire going to get up there if they can't access it? Another thing is, if there was no permits put up, given by the city, why is it up and why isn't it taken down? Why was the electrical put in there without a permit? Electrical is a pretty serious issue to put on the street underground without a permit by the city. You know, this has been addressed, but code enforcement hasn't done anything. They turned a blind eye. So, and there's a lot of issues in the city, dumping, just all kinds of stuff, parties, people are basically renting homes with large properties and having a business of having parties in the weekends. And these parties go on and on and on and on. And, you know, it's a nuisance, the loud music with the cars and the circles and so forth, you know. So that's my little take on code enforcement. I hope something is done. I understand I spoke to, I'm sorry, I got a blank now. I don't remember the code enforcement person, but told me to call a lawyer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Sorry, Mr. Resident.
The next three speakers are Don Martin, Bob Palomares, and Tom Jarrell.
And then staff, if we can follow up on those items for him. Okay.
Good evening, staff. Congratulations, Ms. Baca Santa Cruz. I'm going to make this real quick. Last meeting, we had some comments by some of the staff, our council members. Unfortunately, Mr. Marquez is in here. I wasn't going to, attack him or anything like that. But one of the comments he made was his hands were tied in regards to encampments and such on the freeways, that he couldn't do anything about it. And that kind of bothered me, because none of you guys up here should ever say your hands are tied. You should always be willing to untie the hands, fight, drive to Sacramento personally if you have to, and speak up about something, whether it's your own party or the opposite party. When you stepped up here, you said nonpartisan. So me, myself personally, I'll hold you to that. So that means if it goes after your own party, you go after your own party and you fight back what is, harming our city. In regards to his comment about not being able to do anything, I looked at the California Legislation and Information Code section group, and under Division 11, 2100, it's Article 3. It specifically says that local authorities may adopt rules and regulations by ordinance or resolution regarding all of the following matters. And the first matter there is regulating or prohibiting processions or assemblages on the freeway. So we do have some ground in this. We can do something. Our local authorities can step up and do something. It's up to you guys how you handle it. I'm just saying that our hands aren't necessarily tied in that. The other issue I heard brought up was by Councilmember Cabrera, and that was, the mini houses. Mini houses aren't the answer right now. If they were, we wouldn't be having to clean up the encampments all the time. People would keep them respectfully clean. A lot of property owners would be happy they have security on the premises and everything would be okay. But unfortunately, over and over again, we send the city out to clean these matters up. So instead of us repeating the same things over and not getting any different results from it, let's attack this in a different way. Let's start to focus on partnering up with rehabilitation centers. Focus on the issues. It's not all mental health out there. It's the drugs. And if we're going to fight that and we're going to do something about it, let's do something. But law enforcement arresting them all the time isn't the answer either. Because honestly, they're only in there for a couple of days and they're right back out, and it's a repeat process. Once again, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but getting the same thing. It's insanity. So along with those treatment centers, along with mental health facilities, Let's look for actual partnerships with employers and so forth to get them jobs back in the workforce, construction, labor, or whatever the case may be, so that they can break the habits that they have right now, and we can actually start to make an improvement with the city. Really all I got for you guys. You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Don.
Next.
Next three speakers.
Next three speakers are Bob Palomares, Tom Jarrell, and Linda Thomas.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Elena. Great job. I could see your mom right there. And I always want to salute our police and fire. Thank you, sir. I loved when they had the presentation of what David Larateas about unity. And also Richard Stewart, our former mayor, also, saying you got to work together, the council. That's great, Ed, when you came on board, I seen us turning the corner, this city and the city council. And it's turning more, and I think we're going to get there. Like you said before, Ed, we should be here talking about business of the city. There's still some sticking points, as to things that have happened in the past that need to be rectified. I know you're always calling for, be nice and kind to but when they're not being kind and nice to you or to any citizen, somebody has to speak up on their behalf. So that's why when I come up here, and I don't mean to disrupt, I mean to make a point, bring it to the attention of the city council that, you represent the whole city. And when you can take care of the city, but you can't take care of who's sitting up there for any problems that arise, then you're letting us down. It would be nice if somebody brings, because a lot of times you take care of it, But when it's somebody that's sitting up on the dais, it was the same response as you would anything else, Let us know that nobody's above the law or even just ethics or transparency, that everything is there on the level. And that's what you brought in, and I appreciate that. And one more thing, when you guys when you talk about the mall and what's going to be going on in there, if you could consider putting the senior center in there, a new one. And if you want to get a good picture of an ideal senior center, go to the one in Fontana. It's beautiful. And, because we got the aging population every year coming up. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Okay. Tom.
Next three speakers are Tom Jarrell, Linda Thomas, and Luis Palomares.
Tom Gerald, speaking on behalf of myself, Mayor, council members, members of the staff and the public, both here in the chamber and watching at home. Great reception, great ceremony, and Elena, congratulations. I'm really excited for you, real happy for you, real proud, because you worked hard to get that seat. You worked very hard. So you didn't take things for granted, and you went out there and did what a great candidate should do. You knocked on doors and talked to people and won people over. So God bless you, and I think you're going to do some good things. And I like the words that were given before at the invocation there, at the ceremony about working together. Really, really some good counsel brought forth. So I like that a lot. And but I wanted to, and you got a very proud mommy tonight, and a proud daughter, and a very proud family, and a lot of proud friends. So go. And great munchies too, by the way. I want to thank our police and fire for their continued, hard work, and our first responders. We recently had a few police needs, and nothing super major. In fact, I've called for some goodwill calls for people on the street that were looking rather forlorn, and was concerned about in the heat and so on and so forth. So I always get really, really good service. And but I especially want to thank our public works and our graffiti people. We got swamped with a bunch of graffiti about a month ago. and actually a couple months ago, they hit a bunch of buildings, and they hit our building recently. So it comes in waves, but they get right on it. And I really appreciate that. Public Works, there was a bunch of junk on Sunnymead Boulevard one day. Looked like somebody had a de facto party. Maybe the cops broke it up, but all the junk was there. So I called Public Works. Within an hour, it was all gone. I was concerned with a lot of beer bottles and boxes and things like that. But, it looks bad, but it's a public, kid get cut on broken glass. And then, in closing, now we got a full council again. Let's fill these planning commission seats. And I'm not bucking for a seat. I'm not, not applying. You're down to 4 people. One of the things we pride ourselves in is giving good service to our customers. So when these people, they pay big bucks to, not just for the hearing and everything, but for the consultants and preparation. A lot of work goes into a public hearing. And to think of them maybe getting deprived of that opportunity because we're short, somebody has to stand down. When we got 4, you've got 2 really good seasoned planning commission. They didn't ask me to talk about them, speaking from my heart. They could fill in, put them on short term, 6 months, a year, 18 months, something like that. And then you can have a broader selection in the future. Just get us run the bend, because I'd hate to see the system grind to a halt because of absentee or conflict of interest. So thank you very much, and good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Next 3 speakers are Linda Thomas, Luis Palomares, and Roy Bleckert.
Good evening, Elena. Congratulations. This is a historical moment. For women in our city, our young girls, and our community in one. I wish you the best. I know your mom's very proud of you. We're very proud of you. My family and my whole family, the whole Thomas family, we wish you the best luck, and may God bless you, and may you have the best success, and see your other council members, the mayor, see and value what you're going to bring to the table, and always treat you with respect. And I wish that you guys could unite in making our city move forward. And at the end of the day, this is our home. This is where we all live. Your district, and every single district, what you guys bring to the table with the improvements that you guys make, we all benefit from it. When we go to other districts, when our children have to transfer out of districts and go to different school districts, when we have to travel, when we have to eat, when we have to shop, this is our community. And at the end of community is unity. And I hope that you guys can work in unity. And may God bless you guys.
Thank you, Linda.
The last 2 speakers are Luis Palomares and Roy Bleckert.
Okay. Okay, we'll go with Roy Bleckert. He comes back. Well,
Congratulations, Elena. Enjoy this day. You're sitting on the top of the slide, but it's all downhill from here.
Great words of encouragement.
I love the words of unity and stuff. I'm going to say the words I'm going to say with a very heavy heart. Give you a little history. Darrell Peden got appointed to the school board. The day before, they were sent a picture with the Peden twins with an F Trump sign. He was then elected for that, using the same tactics and that. I bet you a lot of you remember the American flag draped over at the WLC hearings and the whole rhetoric that went on. That has caused a lot of division in this community. And we have suffered from it since. That's why when I saw this last week, I was extremely disappointed because I'm thinking, and I saw, here it goes again. Mayor, you put this out and you mailed it out with this. This is part of the divisive stuff that has been going on, not only in our community, but in our country, and we've been living it. And as we've all said in a lot, this stuff has to stop. And you've preached a lot, and I've agreed with you. We should treat people with respect, but you have to give respect too. And when you come up with stuff, when this stuff gets perpetuated, and you got to look how other people are going to look at this, and you see the reaction. We can debate this stuff in the politics on the merits till the cows come home. And that's fine. And we can all have our disagreements and agreements. But this kind of stuff cannot fly. That's not being respectful. That's not going to move us forward. A lot of people, again, I don't say this stuff lightly. And, I've been known to say, and I say it the way I see it. So I'm hoping you'll poll this and make a statement about it. And maybe this community can heal. Because Lord knows we need to do that.
Thank you, Roy. Did Louise come back? Oh, okay. Okay.
Congratulations, Elena Baca Santa Cruz. Want to go on a high note here. So I'm so happy. I'm touched. Golly, I don't got the words. It's just so touching, And some of the speakers came up and said what they said. Also, I'm a great grandma again today. I got another great grandson on this day of all days. Wow, that's great. It's something to remember. Anyway, Carol, she had a little guy. Let's see, a 7 pounds, 9 ounces, 19 and a half inches. And, she's so happy. So saying all that, on another note, as far as the mailer that Roy was talking about, kind of I beg to differ. That's an opinion. I'm sure the mayor didn't send it out like that. I don't believe he did. As far as racial, I don't think so, because that was the Democratic Party. That was sent out to the Democratic Party. And I mean, come on. That's an opinion, and everybody's got their opinion, and I don't agree, but that's okay. But when they're throwing trash all over the place, that's okay too. You don't hear crickets from over there, Deborah Craig. Nothing to be said. But anyway, so that's my take on it all. And keep on going, Mayor. Do what you got to do. Because, hey, all's fair in love and politics, right? That's what they say. Hey, you want to take that seat? You're going to get, people are going to say some things to you, and you're not going to like them. I'm out here, I'm an activist. I get thrown rocks at all the time. My whole life's on the super highway, exaggerated more than it is, but oh well, it is what it is. So, because I'm out here in the community, doing what I got to do to keep our city going forward as much as I feel that I need to do and put my part in. Too much is given, much is required. Much is required. And I've been doing this for like 27 years, and I don't get a pension at the end of this, and I don't get a paycheck at the end of the month. I do it because I care about our city and I love our city. And we're here. We bought our homes here like thousands and thousands of other people did, and all we want is the best things for our community. And with Elena on there now, and Ed and Mayor, we're going to take it forward all the way. And whoever takes that next seat, the prayer seat over, hey, I'll support that person, whoever, if we agree with what, the politics, and as far as if we agree with, they want to take the city into the 21st century. We're all about it. We don't have to agree 100% because we never are, but we can agree on common ground. Let's do that. And as far as, this is not a president's election. This is about our city. I could care less on what's on that mailer. It didn't bother me at all. If they would have put Biden on there, I wouldn't have cared. I go, wait a minute, don't get shooken up. It's about our city. It's not a president's election. So let's.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to close the public comments. We do have the consent calendar, but before we do the consent calendar, we do have a new member of the E-team, City Manager. Michael Lee, would you like to share?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, members of City Council. So I'm smiling a lot today, and I'm a little bit happier. It's because we have a new assistant city manager on the development services side. His name is Aldo Estrella Schindler. He has 25 years of experience. He started his career in Long Beach, was a director over in Whittier, and his last stint was in Downey, was a director and a deputy city manager over there. And I am so happy that we're able to get him from Downey. We have a lot of projects on the development services side, and he's going to be a tremendous asset to us. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, appreciate it. If you wanted to say something, no? Okay, all right. Okay. And then we still also have Brian. He's also the assistant city manager but for the admin side. So yes. Okay, all right, great. We are now going to move to our joint consent calendar, sections A through E on the agenda. All items on the consent calendar A, B, C, D, and E are considered to be routine and non-controversial, may be enacted by one motion. Each motion by each agency shall be recorded by the city clerk. At this time, if you'd like to have an item, just push the little request to speak. Okay, Councilmember Cabrera.
Thank you, Mayor. 2 items on the consent calendar. The first one, item A6 for question and comment, and B6 for comment.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do A6 first.
Thank you. So on this one, this is a list that we send every year, I believe, for road repairs. And so my question is more so on the timeline for construction. I don't think it's possible to give us exact dates, but for this list that we're sending out now, do we have approximate dates or a timeline on when this list and these roads will actually be fixed?
Good evening, Councilmember Michael Lloyd with Public Works. Yes, so this is part of the funding that Council appropriated earlier this year. The SB1 supplements the projects, and so they're currently out to bid, and we expect the projects to be under construction later this calendar year.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay. B6?
Just a quick comment on that. So, I think you pretty much said it all, but this is a list that is routine. We send every year out to the state so that we can fix more roads across the city. So just wanted to make sure to point that one out. And do you want me to jump to B6?
Yeah, sure. B6.
Okay, item B6 as well. This is something that comes back every year. Very fortunate to have this. And so B6 is, I'm sorry, I meant to say B5. It's for the ACES grant.
Okay, B5.
So this is us accepting an increase in the grant for the ACES program for the services that we provide here in the city with the schools and helping for after school programs as well. So just wanted to make sure that we highlight that item as well because we're getting a little bit more funding for that.
Okay,
that's all I have.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. At this time, I entertain a motion by council to approve the consent calendar. Okay, motion made by Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Delgado, second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Delgado. Okay, please vote. And then, you're good. Okay, and motion passes 4-0. And we'll go straight to item F1, which is a public hearing item. Routine item also to CDBG funding. We do this every year, but we'll go ahead and have a report from Financial and Management Services Director on this one, right? Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Yes, CFO on this one.
Getting
Mayor.
confused.
Honorable Mayor, council members, this is a very routine item. In fact, it is a continuation of the item that was brought before you this past council meeting to open the public comment period. This meeting, we're actually having a public hearing to close the public comment period, as well as allocate the funding. Funding of home of roughly 700,000, emergency solutions grant of roughly 225,000, and CDBG roughly 2 million. Again, this is very routine, and Staff recommendations for this particular item have been before you now for 2 meetings. I would urge you to close the public hearing and act on this particular item. I'm available for any questions.
Yes, okay, thank you, sir. And so we'll go ahead and move to council questions to staff, and I believe this is our third public hearing item, right? Okay, any questions? No? Okay, okay, I'll open the hearing. Any public testimony on this item, Deputy City Clerk?
We currently have no public speakers.
Okay, I'll close the hearing. Okay, any deliberation? Okay, entertain a motion by council to approve staff's recommendations numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I'll motion to approve.
Okay, motion made by Councilmember Delgado. Okay, second by Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz. Okay, motion passes 4 yes. And then we'll have city council reports. We'll go with Councilmember Delgado. If you want to just do your 2, the March Joint Powers Commission and the Riverside Council of Governments, WRCOG.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, I'm providing updates on the March Joint Powers Commission meeting held on April 27th. The commission heard an update about March Air Reserve Base's 912th Air Refueling Squadron. And the report was she's trying really super hard to maintain the 912th there. And it's actually a blessing for Moreno Valley. So the commander came in there and gave a talk, and they're doing a great job for us in Moreno Valley. They actually help us with the economy as well, the local economy. So we also heard a presentation by the March JPA's Falconer rewarding waterfowl control activities. And I don't know if you guys know this, but March contracts with the Falconer, and the Falconer has birds. He has 4 birds and they're falcons, and they patrol all of around their air base. And that's so that the birds don't fly in the engines of the planes. And it was amazing. He brought one of the falcons in, and he was like the hit of the entire meeting. So it was a very, very good meeting. And that concludes my report on last week's March Joint Powers Commission meeting. For WRCOG, updates were provided on a number of continuing business items, but there are no major items to report on for the city of Moreno Valley. And that concludes my reports, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I have just one report from the Riverside County Transportation Commission. At the April 25th RCTC, Western Riverside County Programs and Projects Committee, which is part of the RCTC, the committee took the action on 3 items. First, the 91 eastbound corridor operations project. This project will improve operations on eastbound 91 between the 241 and the 71, and was recommended to move forward with project approval. And so that'll go to the general RCTC board. And then also there was an agreement with the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority to support the commuter assistance program. And that'll be going to the RCTC board. And then finally, the commission heard an update on alternatives available to advance the Mid-County Parkway project to address safety issues along the Ramona Expressway. So that's been an issue for many people. These items will again go to the full commission for final action. That concludes my report there. City Manager's report.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, Member City Councils. 2 items tonight. First is congratulations to Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz. We had our first meeting yesterday to go over the agenda, and I look forward to working with you. And also the E-team are here to support you. And at 5 o'clock, some of the speakers came up and said a word that's resonating with me. It's your advocate. And so I know you can be a strong advocate for District 1, but more importantly, you can be a strong advocate for Moreno Valley. So on behalf of myself and the E-team, congratulations. Second item is the reminder to the community. We actually did a whole full year of the Community of Service to Beautify Mobile. I think when we started this program, we had about 150 people on our first event. And last time we had the event, over 400 people. And right now, as we speak, we have over 400 people that have already registered. So this event is growing, and it's a fantastic event. So our next event is going to be Saturday, May 14th, and come out to the City Hall where we gather. You could sign up on premise. And that Saturday, we're going to be going to District 1, which is Sunnymead Park, and also District 3, which is Woodland Park. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to reports and comments from council members who did not speak earlier. We'll go ahead and start with Councilmember Cabrera, followed by Councilmember Delgado.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Buenas tardes, everyone. Good to be back here at our regular city council meeting. I think this is a pretty short meeting. I don't think we broke a record today, but nothing too major on today's agenda. So first, I want to start my comments by congratulating new council member Elena Baca Santa Cruz on winning your election. Definitely glad that we have a full council now, and District 1 now has a representative that they can, rely on and reach out to for all the issues that they have to deal with. So just want to congratulate you first and foremost, and I look forward to working with you and having conversations with you to see how we can move the city forward. So congratulations once again. Next, I want to talk about, I actually want to give thanks to our fire department for allowing me to go on another ride along with them. We were out there for about 2 hours. Thank you, Chief, and your folks for letting me go out there to the JFK station in District 4. Every time you go out there, you learn something new. And on that particular day, they responded to one call that was at one of the Amazon facilities on the base, actually at the JPA. So it's just really interesting, to always go out there and just learn something new. And I just want to thank the firefighters for what they do and for giving me the opportunity to go out there with them that day. Really, really appreciate it. I also want to mention that Moreno Valley Unified School District had the ribbon cutting ceremony for the new Performing Arts and Culinary Arts Center at Moreno Valley High School. If you haven't had a chance to visit it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a beautiful venue. I believe it seats about 600 people or so. So it's approximately the same seating capacity as our amphitheater. And it's really, really nice. It's beautiful. They plan to have multiple shows and plays and concerts there at the Performing Arts Center. So that'll be really nice. And I believe they're also going to open it for outside members of the public to also reserve it and be able to use it. So I think that that complements our outdoor amphitheater, right? Because the outdoor amphitheater doesn't always accommodate for every type of event. Now there's an indoor venue that will be able to do that. So I want to congratulate them on that, and the culinary arts facility that they opened. Absolutely beautiful, state-of-the-art stoves and refrigerators. So you should have seen the students. I mean, I'm so happy for them, because now they have these new programs that they'll be able to go through and to pursue those dreams that they have for performing and culinary arts. So I want to congratulate the school district and the students on that. Last week was also, we had an event here in this room, and I think the mayor may share more about this, but that was an event with Think Together for Raise a Hand. And the reason for the event was that Moreno Valley and the Moreno Valley Unified School District were selected as champions of change for that award. And I'm pretty sure the mayor will share more about that, but it was really nice. We had the whole school board out here, and just really proud to see the city continually getting more awards. Also, last week was Earth Day and tree giveaway at the new demonstration garden right behind the Conference and Rec Center. Thank you to all of our staff for putting that together. And I know that there was another event as well for, I believe it was a open house for the demonstration garden. So folks were able to take home a few plants, some jalapenos, and I think bell peppers and things like that. And so I know the kids had a lot of fun, and it's always a really nice event. And last, I want to, actually second to last, I also want to thank the group from CSUSB, the social work students that came from CSUSB. They held an event on Saturday right on, I believe it was Heacock and Sunnymead Boulevard, and they were handing out resources to the homeless folks right across and up and down Sunnymead Boulevard. So just want to thank them for the work that they're doing, because it's very much appreciated and needed. And last but not least, just want to wish everyone, this Thursday is Cinco de Mayo, so I want to wish everyone a happy and safe Cinco de Mayo. And also this Sunday is Mother's Day. So to all the mothers out there, all the grandmothers, mothers out there that are listening, want to wish you a happy Mother's Day, Feliz Dia de las Madres, and we'll see you at the next council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Delgado.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congrats, Elena. I know when I was running, one of the things I said at my my acceptance thing, not here, but at that night is no one's going to work harder than me. And that was my, no one's going to work harder than me because I worked pretty hard. But wow, sorry, Luis. I said, when I saw what she was doing and how hard she worked for this, I was very impressed. But it's good to know that I can say that I'm a hard worker, and it's good to know that if you want something for Elena in her mind, if you want something, go get it, and no one's going to give it to you. You got to work for it. And I think all of us try to tell our kids that too. No one's going to give you, this world is a rough one, and no one's going to give you anything. You got to go get it. So you went and got it, kid. So congratulations. The last two weeks have been pretty quiet in District 2. I am going to put an article in each, the roundup in the Sunnymead Ranch, and I'll just kind of see what's going on in that area, focus on those folks there because I am their councilman in that area. So today is Teacher Appreciation Day, I believe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a couple teachers here. Mr. Andrews, my 6th grade teacher, he was about 6'3", African-American guy, big, solid man. And he caught me taking about 500 straws out of the cafeteria one day. And he asked me, "What are those straws for?" He called me Little Eddie. Hey, Little Eddie, what are those straws for? And I said, I just took them to play with them, to chew on them. I made it up. He says, "All right, go ahead and sit at my desk and chew on all 500. True story. I chewed on all, he said, both ends. You got to turn it and chew. So, and there was a lesson there that I learned and I use to this day. And so I was kind of like the class clown, but I was the leader of the class. And he says, Eddie, it pays the cost to be the boss. And what I heard tonight was someone said up there that we're council people and it pays the cost to be the boss. And we have to work hard for you guys. We have to work hard for each and every one of our districts individually, but united, we have to work for the city of Moreno Valley. So, Bob, you're 100% right. 100% right. So that's what we're up here for. We're working for you guys. Mr. Andrew went on to be a principal at a junior high school in Fontana. That's where I grew up, and he's doing fantastic things. And to this day, I remember that lesson that he taught me. It pays the cost to be the boss. So I took that with me throughout my life. So this weekend, I was privileged to attend the California Peace Officers Memorial in Sacramento. We dedicated and enshrined 28 officers that were killed in the line of duty from 2018 to 21. And the reason I'm bringing that up is not on behalf of the Sheriff's Department, but on behalf of a resident of California. We are proud of all of our law enforcement. And they literally put their lives on the line for each of us to be here tonight. So thank you to them. And blessed are the peacekeepers. Homeless issue on the freeways. You're 100% right that we do have an obligation to do something about that. And we are. We have a plan. We're not, it's a plan in the works with the E-team to address that issue about the homeless people camping out on the freeways. And it's absolutely dangerous, 100% dangerous. Obviously, people get hit on the freeways, and they're no exception. If someone was to veer off of one of those on-ramps or off-ramps, they're going to get hit. So we're working on it, you guys. And I promise you that we're working on it. There's a plan in place, but we don't have it done yet. So please continue to support your crossing guards. They're out there protecting our children. If you drive by, wave to them. That makes them feel important. And each one of us have crossing guards in our districts. Go out of your way to say hi, honk at them. And I guarantee you honk at them, they're going to wave at you. So please recognize them. And the last thing is Mother's Day. I lost my mom in 2015. She was 61 years old. So, and I'm creeping up to that too. So hug your mothers. If your mother's still here, hug your mothers. If you have kids, make sure that your kids honor their mother on Mother's Day, actually every day, but make it well known on Mother's Day and do the dishes for her and cook for her and do something like that. So And the last thing I have is be kind to one another. And I know I say it every time, Mr. Bob, and I will continue to say it because I truly believe that we are a force to be reckoned with in the Inland Empire. So I was talking to the mayor of Paris tonight. They have 80,000 people in their city. We have 209,000 in our city. So we are a leader, and we can continue to be a leader with us paving the way for you guys. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. We also have Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I know I shared a few words earlier with you, but I have a few more. I just want to share a couple events that I've already slated to be at and that may be of interest to those, and especially in District 1. On May 5th at 10 a.m., we'll be opening the new La Surtidora up on Day Street. So I'll be there. I hope to see you there. On the 14th, we'll be beautifying Moreno Valley in District 1. So we'll be up at one of the parks, is it Sunnymead Park in District 1. So I'll be there. So I hope to see you there. Come out, bring your walking shoes, and we'll provide the gloves and the bags. Come out and help beautify Moreno Valley because we love this city. On the 18th, we'll be dedicating one of our trails, as well as the Public Safety Expo on the 21st of May. So these are just some events that are going on here in the city. For May, we have lots of great events coming up, and I really hope to see our residents here. One of the things that I didn't get to share earlier that I really wanted to talk about being proud of is I recently walked some neighborhoods in Hemet, and their residents were complaining about their mailboxes being broken into. And we were fortunate enough to know that here in Moreno Valley, when we had that issue, the city stepped up and helped out. The city staff actually went out and fixed a lot of those mailboxes. So I'm really proud to live in a city and be serving you in this city where it doesn't matter whose job it is. When something needs to be done, we all put our heads together and figure out a solution and get it done. So I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to brag about our city. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing and that you continue to do. And again, thank you to police and fire, like everybody is saying it. Thank you to the administrative professionals that day that we had earlier this week, as well as Teacher Appreciation Day. These are all service industries, and we really appreciate all the people who serve our community. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, and a happy Mother's Day to everybody who gets to spend this day with their mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Baca Santa Cruz. I still got to get used to the name. I'm having a hard time saying the whole name. But again, congratulations. So happy for you and proud of you as well. And I know that you will serve this district very, very well. I just know you're going to be a great, great advocate for the community already. Want to just share just a few quick words. The Raise a Hand, thank you, Councilmember. The Raise a Hand event by the Champions of Change Think Together. So Think Together is our after-school provider. They're the largest provider in the state that provides after-school programs for all types of kids in many different cities. And they chose only two awardees, and it was the City of Moreno Valley and Moreno Valley Unified School District. So we're so happy about that and proud of that because of the great work that we've been able to do with them and the partnerships that we've been able to do with them. Like, for example, music and arts. We have different types of programs for the after-school kids. It's structured. Their lesson planning that actually happens. And I encourage folks to go out there and get a tour. I think obviously you got to fill out like a background check and all that, but after you do all that, you'll see how well their program really runs. And they service about 6,000 of our students that live here in Moreno Valley. And basically that's 43 school sites, including Moreno Valley Unified and also Val Verde School District as well. In regards to the homelessness, I know that was also brought up as well. And I do believe that, we always constantly have to tackle that issue. In fact, we got to tackle the issue with an emergency, not just let it be, a chronic issue that continues to happen. And one of the things I really liked about what Don mentioned was the rehabilitation centers, treatment centers. That's very, very, very important. And we are doing something about that. We're continuing to work with the county. We've increased our CBAT, which is our Community Behavioral Assessment Team. I'm very proud when I meet with other mayors in the county are not, or maybe they don't have the resources yet, but I'm always informing them about the Community Behavioral Assessment Team and what we're doing there. And that's where we assign a mental health therapist with a deputy to go out there, and respond to some of these calls. Our Homeless to Work program as well, and then also our Homeless Assistance program. So we're trying different types of resources. It's very important to know, though, that the county is the lead agency for social services and for in addressing the homelessness issue. They get the funding from the state. So we have to work with them. That's very, very important to do. And we're going to continue to do that. And as far as the on-ramps, that was mentioned earlier, it is a safety hazard. It is definitely. So we're working with CHP to address that issue. In regards to, there were actually several appreciation days and weeks. In fact, even Correctional Officers Week was this week. It is this week. So, congratulations, and to the correctional officers. They do hard, difficult work. My niece is a correctional officer, and she tells me how difficult sometimes it can be. And she puts herself, in the line of duty there. So. Teacher Appreciation Week was also mentioned as well. I've been an educator for the past 17 years, 14 years in the school district, and then 3 years at the higher ed. And our teachers do a lot as well. So I want to thank them for their service as well. And then Public Safety Expo is May 21st. Like as was mentioned, I'll be there as well. Please come out to support our men and women in blue, our firefighters as well. I've done a lot of ride-alongs with them before, and wow, and they really risk their lives a lot. So, and our firefighters too. You guys do a wonderful work. I remember one time I was at a ride-along, and we had just got back, and then another call came back. And I was like, wow, okay, now we got to go again. So, you work really, really hard. So, thank you. I also want to hopefully that you'll spend a great time with your mother. Or recognize someone that has been like a mother figure to you. I think that's important because sometimes our mothers aren't here. So I think that's important. And again, we'll go ahead and close the meeting at 7:55 p.m. Thank you. 6:55 p.m. Thank you. Bye-bye.